Welcome everybody, Doug McKay, anti-wallstreetguy.com on the 16th of September 2011. The overall trend in the equity markets continues to be long, 5 days up in a row. We're looking at a daily chart of the S&P cash. We broke out of this tighter trading range basically between 1150 and 1200. We got above 1200, 1204 yesterday. Which was a major area of resistance. Obviously up today at 1216. This is a daily chart. We're looking potentially where we would run into major resistance besides the 1228 area, which is essentially around the 50-day moving average, but also 1250, 1260. You can see that we broke above a couple downward sloping trend lines basically a couple weeks ago, and then we also did this week as we broke 5 days in a row to the upside. Let's see if this can set in here. So we have that. Where would we be concerned? Where would we look to get short? Where would we exit any long positions? Again, we would be concerned if we broke 1170. We would definitely be out if we broke 1150. Let's say we took out the lows that we put in basically on the 14th. That would be 1162. Then we think we'd be pressing 1150. We're only going to hit 1150 so many times we're going to break it. We'll pull up a chart, a weekly chart here in a moment. But as it stands right now, the overall trend is long. I do like the fact yesterday that we got above this. There's no problem with adding as we go, as we continue to break above resistance. Another thing you could look at this, let's remove these lines here, as kind of a mini bearish head and shoulders pattern. If this was the left shoulder, this was the head, this was a right shoulder forming. We did break above that left shoulder. We got a close above that yesterday. Again, that level was 1204. We closed above that yesterday. Now let's turn this in to a weekly chart. All right, so again, we got above the high of last week, and the high of last week was 1204. We got above that yesterday. Obviously, we're above it today, but you can see where resistance comes in. Provided we get through 1228, we're looking at resistance in that 1250, 1260 area. So at that time, if in fact this run takes us there before breaking 1150 and the trend continues long, we're either going to have tight stops or we're going to dump some of the long position. I still think that this is a third wave down. This is a fourth wave, a zigzag. Obviously probably not a sideways wave now that we got above 1204. But I do believe that these lows will be taken out. If they're not, obviously we're going to stay long. We're going to increase our long position. We get through basically 1260, then I think the bulls are in charge, and we're going to probably take a run at 1300, 1350. Let's take a look at gold, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. Short video tonight. This is a weekly chart of gold. Let's put this GLD. Let's put this on a daily chart. And we are trading above the 50-day moving average, but we do have what looks to be a double top here, right around that 185 level. If I was long this now, I'd want to make sure that it held the lows that were put in yesterday of 172.56. You could probably put a position on if you're not already long if we got above this downward sloping trend line. But to be frank with you, I believe if we got above 185 on GLD, that would be the most highly probable area to enter. Again, if you're long here, or you're going to put on a position, I would be out if we broke these lows on GLD. We do have a position in GDX. We mentioned that yesterday on the still charts on the blog on the 15th. All right, you guys, that's it. The overall trend is long on the week ended, 5 days up in a row on the S&P and obviously the Dow for the 16th of September 2011. We'll see you on the show or on the blog next week. Doug McKay, anti-wallstreetguy.com. Thanks. We'll see you next week.